Have you ever seen a castle so perfect it looks like it was plucked straight from a fairy tale? What if I told you the king who built it was a man lost in his own dreams, a ruler whose story is a haunting mix of beauty and madness? This is the tale of Ludwig II, Bavaria's fairy tale king. Imagine ascending to the throne at just 18 years old. Young Ludwig wasn't interested in the tedious world of politics and state affairs. Instead, his heart belonged to art, to music, and most of all, to the dramatic mythical operas of Richard Wagner. He poured the kingdom's money into Wagner's career, building him grand theaters and paying off his debts. Their bond was intense, a deep connection that scandalized the court. While some saw a patron supporting a genius, others whispered of an obsession that was spiraling out of control. As the pressures of ruling grew, Ludwig retreated further into his fantasy world. He wasn't just a king anymore. In his mind, he was Lohengrin, the Swan Knight, a divine ruler from one of Wagner's operas. He began to build a kingdom worthy of this vision. This is when the castles we know today began to rise. First, Neuschwanstein, a medieval romance perched on a rugged hill, a castle that would inspire Disney itself. It was a monument to his dreams, a stage for one, with no queen, no court, and no guests. Then came Linderhof, a gilded Rococo gem hidden deep in the forest, complete with a magical grotto where Ludwig would be rowed across an underground lake in a golden shell-shaped boat, listening to Wagner's music. And finally, Herrenchiemsee, his very own Versailles, built on an island. It was an opulent palace with a hall of mirrors grander than the original, but it was almost always empty. These weren't homes. They were elaborate, breathtakingly expensive sets for his private fantasies. He would dine alone at tables set for long-dead French monarchs, blurring the lines between reality and illusion. While Ludwig was building his dream world, the real world was closing in. His ministers, horrified by the astronomical debts he was racking up, saw only one way out. They conspired against him, gathering flimsy evidence and declaring him insane and unfit to rule. Without a proper trial or a chance to defend himself, the fairy tale king was deposed. His dream had become a prison. Just days after being taken into custody, on a stormy evening in June 1886, Ludwig went for a walk by the lake with his doctor. Neither of them ever returned. Their bodies were later found in the shallow, murky water. The official report called it a suicide, but questions have haunted historians ever since. Was he murdered to silence him? Did his doctor try to stop him from escaping? The truth died with him that night, leaving behind one of history's most compelling royal mysteries. Today, millions of people from all over the world flock to see Ludwig's castles. They stand as some of the most popular tourist attractions in Germany, their beauty gracing countless postcards and Instagram feeds. But as you look up at the soaring towers of Neuschwanstein, remember the lonely king who built them. Ludwig II created monuments not to his power or his kingdom, but to the fragile, beautiful, and ultimately tragic world of his own imagination. He once said, "I wish to remain an eternal enigma to myself and to others." In that, at least, he succeeded. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the mind of the fairy tale king. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you do not miss our next dive into history's most fascinating tales. See you next time.